And so the plan is we're gonna stand up here, we're gonna peel here and just go straight to glass. I had to prep this like a million times. Hey, what's up YouTube? Oh my God, look at it. No. That's gonna be so stupid. Alex is gonna put that in the video. Yeah, dude, people watching this video in general, this truck was filthy. There's dirt that was pouring out of everything, and I've been trying to clean this window for like an hour and a half or so to get it to the point to where we can actually install this, not have to be concerned about it. So let's see what we got. I'm gonna have to respray that side probably, but it'll be okay. I just want that to flip up a little bit. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Drew. I should be good now, man. This windshield's so wide. It adds for like some different difficulties to it. So this windshield is actually like 20 inches tall by 72 inches wide. Oh, this is a Hummer EV, if anybody's curious what I'm working on. I was gonna announce that when we started the video and I got carried away. I hate wet feet. My toes are wet right now because my sock got wet whenever I decided to spill the O&R all over myself. Now I got it all in position. Don't know where my squeegee is though. Just me and a tripod. I actually really like installing this film because it gives me like a different challenge than what I'm used to. Because I mean, there's a Ferrari back there. I just tinted the front doors and back window on. I'm not gonna say how many times it took me to do the doors on that because those doors are really dirty, but it looks amazing now. So this just gives me something different to do today. A little change up from my normal routine. So this windshield's actually a little beat up. We're doing a full wrap tint on this thing, and this customer's had it for a couple of years, so it has had some road damage. Like there's some little dings here, and right there's another one here. But he just wants to protect it the best he can from now on. There's actually, you'll see it in a second. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but there's actually like a big crack that's been filled in already. And if you would have had the EVO on there, you would have just had to replace the film and not have to get the crack filled. Yeah, see, it's right there. I don't think the camera's picking it up. So this one is not as curvy of a windshield. It's more of like a one-way curve, so more like a Jeep Wrangler windshield or something like that. And so there's not a lot of like curvature to actually like stretch down. So instead of doing my typical like UK Union Jack flag squeegeeing, I'm just squeegeeing down the middle and then going up and down on it, and it's gonna settle pretty much right where I want it. Once I trim these tops, I know I got a little finger coming up right here, but as long as it doesn't crease, that finger should go right away. It's a little tacky right here. I'm gonna have to pull some water right there. Now I'm gonna do my hard press real fast, both sides. Then I'm gonna come back through and squeegee, or do my first initial trim on the edges. So it's real important, especially on like wider windshields like this, that you're really reaching past the middle, because you don't want to think you're reaching the middle of the windshield and then you're missing like a strip. Just like, so let's say both times I started here, and then when I get on the other side I'm starting here, and then the whole middle is not getting squeegeed. So I'm trying to reach as far as I can and reaching past that middle line to come back. When I'm doing these hard presses, to get as much of that moisture out as I can. And like I said, I'm reaching past where I was before. So whenever I was coming on this way, I was reaching to here. Now I'm reaching past it, putting a lot of force in it, because I'm trying to get as much of this water out so it'll dry more even and nice. You gotta always keep the windshield wet with your solution so your tool slides easy and does not scratch. Same thing as always. Stainless steel blade. I snapped my blade in the trash can from here. So, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that was awesome. So this gives me like a little gap. So I've just like barely anything on my blade sticking out. I'm riding right along the top of the windshield. Because I'm gonna come back through and shave this when I'm done. We're just getting all this excess off. Because this excess film can cause tension and cause fingers to pull up or moisture to run down. And let's say if they, like, so this windshield, really dirty all around the edges. So if there's a spot like right there that's trying to pull a finger back up, any contaminants that I might have missed whenever I was doing my initial clean could be running back underneath that finger. So the goal is try to get this done as fast as possible to prevent as much water runoff back underneath the film. When I do these bottom edges cuts and they have like a gasket right along the bottom, I'm getting it's like my ring finger and my middle finger, and it's I'm using it about 1.5 inches ahead of it to crease the film as far down as I can into that gasket, and that'll allow my film to sit closer to the gasket and make it to where I can get a cleaner cut on that bottom. And I always come back through and trim up afterwards, and my angle of the blade is more angled down instead of like this for my first cut. My second cut's gonna be more like this, so I can get any excess. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. And when you are ripping film, always away from you and away from the window. So you're ripping this up, ripping down, on the side, ripping towards you. Because it is very easy for you to miss that rip and rip just the wrong direction and rip straight into the film. And then you're having to start all over again. If you get in a situation like this, where I'm having like some little air pockets up here, what I'm doing is trying to pull any excess water I can, get like a puddle of it, and then push that puddle right into that air bubble, and that should give it enough slip there to where then it'll slide out. If you're doing this with 2 people, you can go a lot faster. But since I'm all by myself over here, that's gonna happen from time to time. The nice thing is doing that doesn't bring any like streak marks or anything like that. The adhesive release is really nice to just allow it, and so you're not stuck with these like streaks or bubbles or like places where you can see where the air was. Getting the blade locked in just right on that top edge of the glass, and then just sliding right down it. So if I just left the film right here and did not come back through and do my final shave, the film would eventually fail. Sorry, I had to concentrate for a little bit. Alex, you can cut out a bunch of that stuff. All right, Alex, we can feature Alex, who is sitting behind his laptop right now wearing a North Face jacket. You're more than welcome to start regularly recording this video. So everything's back to normal now. I don't have a good outro or anything interesting to say, but I think this is really cool. So this is the first one I've got to work on. We did the window tint earlier. Window tint's awesome. These roofs are actually plastic, which is kind of weird because window film doesn't stick to plastic, so a little bummed about that. I mean, it does stick, it just, there's an issue with it. It'll like degas and it'll cause bubbles and stuff in the tint. Besides the point. But if you're curious about everything we're gonna be doing to this thing, I'm sure we're gonna have this whole thing done on OC detailing. So check out our Instagram and YouTube for that. And this is the ULTRAFIT install. This is a pretty straightforward, smaller windshield. Like I said, it's a Jeep, not a lot of curve to it, barely any stretch. and it lays down perfectly smooth. I didn't have to steam it, barely had to heat any edges, almost no fingers. So this is what I call a very successful install, minus that one little hair I had to pull out. So that being said, I'm out. Alex, I'm done.